Hi, I'm Rick Kaler, and thanks for joining me. Charles Dickens has a scene in A Christmas Carol where two charity workers approach Scrooge on Christmas Eve. One of them says, "A few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and some means of warmth. We choose this time because it is a time of all others, when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. What shall I put you down for?" "Nothing," Scrooge replied. "You wish to be anonymous?" "I wish to be left alone," said Scrooge. Now this year, he isn't the only one. The Great Recession has resulted in many charities stepping up their funding drives to counter their falling revenues. In addition, Congress wants to pay for more and more social programs by raising taxes on the financially sound. The combination may make millions of people echo Scrooge's wish just to be left alone. Nevertheless, there are millions who do want to give. Charitable giving, though, can be a really complicated thing, much more complicated than it was in Scrooge's time. Let me give you some examples. Would you like to claim a charitable tax deduction this year, but you haven't had time to research which charity you want to support? Or do you support a number of charities and would like to support even more, but find the new IRS requirements for documenting your gifts just too burdensome? Or would you like to set aside a sum of money for your favorite charities that could generate an annual income forever, but assume forming a foundation or a charitable trust is just beyond your reach? Well, everything that I've mentioned is possible, and believe it or not, simple, with something called a donor-advised fund. This creates an easy-to-establish, low-cost, flexible vehicle for charitable giving as an alternative to direct giving or creating expensive and complex private foundations and charitable trusts. Donors enjoy administrative convenience, cost savings, and tax advantages by channeling their giving through an existing fund. Initial contributions are typically as low as $5,000. Now let's say you wanted to give small amounts to 50 different charities. Rather than write 50 checks and obtain 50 receipts to file with your tax return, you can make one gift to the fund, which distributes the money to the 50 charities. You only have to provide one receipt to the IRS. You can also make a charitable gift to the foundation that will qualify as a deduction on your current tax return in the current year, but you can delay the distribution of the funds till sometime in the future. Now, this gives you the write-off today in this tax year, while giving you time to explore the various causes you may want to support. What really sets a donor advised fund apart from all other types of charitable giving is that you can decide how your donations are used, much as you would if you set up your own foundation. With the approval of the Community Foundation's Board of Directors, you can create either an endowed or a non-permanent fund for a particular purpose, such as a specifically designated scholarship fund in memory of a loved one. An example of a donor-advised fund is the Black Hills Area Community Foundation. You can find them at www.bhacf.org. Now, this was started in 1987, actually. They've been around for quite a while. Now, it's a tax-exempt 501c3 nonprofit organization that manages and administers charitable funds for individuals, families, businesses, and nonprofit organizations in the Black Hills area. The BHACF supports scores of local churches and special projects. In fact, any 501c3 public charity qualifies for a gift from your donor advised fund, which includes most churches. To find a similar fund in your area, just search the internet for Community Foundation Donor Advised Fund, plus the name of your town. It's a good way to reduce administrative costs and inconvenience, but still give to causes that really matter to you. Thanks for joining me.